Peace and light, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Mental Health Monday. Today is January 13, 2025. We're in episode two. The title of episode two today is Managing Anxiety in the New Year and Decluttering Our Minds. So, we're tackling a topic that many of us face at the start of a new year: anxiety. Whether it's the pressure of New Year's resolutions, financial stress after the holidays, or simply adjusting to new routines. Anxiety can creep in and affect our mental well being. But fear not, we're here to provide support and practical advice to help you and those you love manage and reduce anxiety and declutter our minds. Mental Health Monday is your space to pause, reflect, and renew your mental wellness journey. This month, as we step into a new year, our theme is New Year, Renewed You, and Renewed Minds. And together, we'll explore ways to embrace fresh beginnings, release mental clutter, and build a foundation of resilience and positivity. So, whether you're setting intentions, letting go of the past, or just seeking a moment of peace, all of the episodes are here to guide and uplift you. So let's begin this journey together. Grab a cozy drink, find a comfortable spot, and join me as we journey towards a healthier mind and a happier you. And remember, your mental health matters. And we at PIMS Balance are here to support you every step of the way. Anxiety in January, decluttering your mind, letting go of mental clutter. As we dive into today's topic of letting go of mental clutter, let's take a moment to address something that weighs heavily on many of us: anxiety. January often brings a mix of excitement and pressure to meet new goals, and sometimes that pressure can feel overwhelming. Today, we'll be exploring how to navigate anxiety and create a mental space for peace and growth. Some key points about managing anxiety in the new year and decluttering our minds are understanding anxiety, understanding the common triggers in January and the common triggers of anxiety, but also what are some effective strategies? So, as we start this new year, many of us feel anxious. A lot of us are anxious about the resolutions that we made, or it may be financial concerns and routine adjustments. Just making that adjustment into the new year can cause anxiety. It's common to feel anxious about resolutions, financial concerns, and routine adjustments. In this episode, let's discuss anxiety, its triggers, and practical strategies to manage it so that we can find ways to navigate this new year with calm and confidence. And so, what is this managing anxiety in the new year and understanding what anxiety is, the common triggers of anxiety, and recognizing the signs and symptoms of anxiety? Anxiety. It's a complex emotion that involves both physical and psychological responses. It can manifest as a rapid heartbeat, sweating, relentlessness, and difficulty concentrating. While occasional anxiety can motivate us to take action and solve problems, excessive anxiety can be overwhelming and debilitating. Here are some common triggers of anxiety. And the month of January, it's often seen as a fresh start, but it also can bring a set of unique stressors. The pressure of New Year's resolutions, financial concerns from holiday spending, the return to work or school routines, and the lingering cold, dark days of winter can all contribute to heightened anxiety levels. Recognizing these common triggers can help us prepare and manage our responses more effectively. Recognizing the signs and symptoms of anxiety. Being able to identify the signs and symptoms of anxiety is the first step toward managing it. Some common symptoms include persistent worrying or obsessive thoughts, feeling on edge or restless, fatigue or difficulty sleeping, physical symptoms such as headaches, muscle tension, or stomach issues, avoidance of situations that cause anxiety. Understanding these symptoms can help you take proactive steps to address your anxiety and seek appropriate support when needed. Effective strategies to manage anxiety. Now that we understand what anxiety is and its common triggers, let's explore some effective strategies to manage it. We're going to be exploring common anxiety triggers for the month of January, effective strategies to manage and reduce anxiety, mindfulness and meditation techniques, breathing exercises and their benefits, and setting realistic goals and managing expectations. Mindfulness and meditation are powerful tools for managing anxiety. By focusing on the present moment and letting go of negative thoughts, you can reduce and improve your overall sense of well being. Try starting with a few minutes of guided meditation each day using apps like Headspace or Calm, or simply practice deep breathing while focusing on the sensations of your breath. Breathing exercises and their benefits. Breathing exercises can help calm the nervous system and reduce anxiety. One effective technique is the 478 breathing method. Inhale deeply through your nose for a count of 4. Hold your breath for a count of 7. And exhale slowly through your mouth for a count of 8. And repeat this cycle several times to achieve a state of relaxation. Setting realistic goals and managing expectations. Setting realistic goals and managing expectations can prevent feelings of overwhelm and disappointment. Break larger tasks into smaller, manageable steps and celebrate your progress along the way. Remember, it's okay to adjust your goals and be kind to yourself if you have to. And when things don't go as planned, remember, it's okay. Now, here are some real life stories and experiences that our listeners shared with me to help us gain insights from mental health and how they managed it. I received many inspiring stories from the audience about their experiences with anxiety and how they've managed it. For example, Emma shared how practicing yoga and mindfulness helped her cope with work related stress, while Alex found comfort in journaling and talking to a therapist. Here's some expert insight and tips on mental health. Dr. Rachel Thompson, she's a clinical psychologist who provides valuable insights on managing anxiety. Dr. Thompson emphasizes that it's really important to be self aware and self compassionate. And so she emphasizes the importance of self awareness and self compassion, and to recognize and acknowledge our anxiety, or if you have anxiety, your anxiety. So, recognizing and acknowledging your anxiety is the first step towards managing it. Practice self compassion by treating yourself with kindness and understanding, just as you would a friend. Here are some practical tips for daily life. To wrap up this episode, let's explore to wrap up this segment of this episode, because this segment is all about anxiety. And then I'll go into another, the second half of today's show, and we'll deal with decluttering the mind. So, to wrap this first half of the episode up, let's explore some practical tips for managing anxiety in our daily lives. Creating a balanced routine, importance of self care and relaxation, building a support system, and seeking professional help when needed. And so, creating a balanced routine that includes time for work, rest, and leisure activities can help reduce anxiety. Prioritized activities that nurture your well being, such as exercise, hobbies, and social interactions. And structure your day with regular breaks and avoid overcommitting yourself. What's the importance of self care and relaxation? Self care is essential for managing anxiety. Make time for activities that bring you joy and relaxation, whether it's taking a warm bath, reading a book, or spending time in nature. Incorporate relaxation techniques like progressive muscle relaxation or guided imagery into your routine. Building a support system and seeking professional help when needed. Building a strong support system can make a significant difference in managing anxiety. Reach out to friends, family, or support groups for encouragement and understanding. And if anxiety becomes overwhelming, don't hesitate to seek professional help from a therapist, coach, or counselor. They can provide personalized strategies and support to help you navigate your anxiety. Now, let's dive into the second half of today's episode. It's all about decluttering the mind. Decluttering the mind is about creating mental clarity, reducing overwhelm, and making room for peace and focus. Here's a deeper dive into strategies and tools to achieve this. Number one, understanding mental clutter. What is mental clutter? Mental clutter refers to the unnecessary thoughts, worries, and distractions that occupy our minds. These can stem from unfinished tasks, the lingering to do lists that pile up, unresolved emotions, guilt, regret, or unresolved conflicts, overconsumption, too much information from social media, news, or conversations, negative thought patterns, self doubt, comparison, or fear of failure. Here are some steps to declutter your mind. First, recognize what's taking up space in your mind. Take a moment to assess what occupies your mental energy and ask yourself, what thoughts keep circling in my head? Are these thoughts helpful or are they harmful? And can I do something about this now, or is it out of my control? And practice brain dump. Take a notebook or open a digital document, write down everything on your mind without judgment. Include worries, tasks, emotions, and ideas. This simple act helps you feel lighter and more organized. And review your list and categorize your items. You can do something like this. Like I have a AU, I call it. It's the actionable. These are things you can address. Then the emotional. These are feelings that you process, and the unnecessary. Let go of what doesn't serve you and set clear priorities. And so, in this segment of decluttering and understanding mental, decluttering your mind and understanding how to take steps to declutter your mind. There's A, recognize what's taking up the space. B, practice a brain dump. And C, setting those clear priorities. So once you've identified what's important, now it's time for you to focus on what truly matters. And so you can use tools like the Eisenhower matrix to sort tasks into four categories: the urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, and neither urgent nor important. And then you want to go to D in this segment of decluttering our mind. Release unnecessary worries. If a thought or worry is beyond your control, practice letting it go. And then visualize, use your imagination and visualize placing the worry in a mental box and setting it aside. Number three, techniques for maintaining mental clarity. Now, in this section, there are four bullet points, and I'll call them A, B, C, and D. So, segment three of the Decluttering Your Mind section of today's Mental Health Monday show is titled Techniques for Maintaining Mental Clarity. And under that, you have the subsection A, mindfulness practices. Dedicate 5 to 10 minutes a day to mindfulness meditation. Focus on your breath and let intrusive thoughts pass like clouds in the sky. And then incorporate the stop technique. S, stop. T, take a breath. O, observe your thoughts and feelings. And P, proceed with intention. And then moving right along to section B, reduce information overload. Limit time on social media or news apps. Set specific times a day to check them. And then prioritize deep, meaningful interactions over surface level scrolling. And C, create a routine. Establish consistent habits that reduce decision fatigue, such as a morning routine for setting intentions, an evening routine for unwinding and reflecting. Moving right along to D, and that is the last bullet point under techniques for maintaining mental clarity. It's practice gratitude. Oh, yeah. End your day by listing three things that you're grateful for. Gratitude, it shifts our focus from what's wrong to what is right. The content shared during Mental Health Monday is intended for general informational purposes only and should not be considered a substitute for professional mental health advice, diagnosis, or treatment. If you or someone you know are experiencing a mental health crisis or require professional assistance, please consult a licensed mental health professional or contact emergency services in your area. While I aim to provide supportive and accurate information, individual experiences and needs may vary. Participation in discussions, activities, or recommendations are voluntary and should align with your personal comfort level. And always prioritize your well being and seek professional guidance when necessary. I want to thank you for joining me on Mental Health Monday and joining us in fostering a safe and supportive environment. I want to give a shout out to the wonderful artists from the YouTube Music Library who have shared this wonderful music that's the backdrop of today's episode. Give a shout out to www.breakingcopyright non-copyrighted music, the track White Petals by Keys of the Moon. And we also heard a track by Breaking Copyright, non-copyrighted music, Saphirios Embrace kicked the show off for us. Check them out. I'll provide a informational blurb about their music on the YouTube and Rumble websites so you'll know who they are. Go check them out and give them a shout out. Moving right along to segment 4 of today's episode under decluttering our minds. There are tools and practices for decluttering the mind. Things like journaling. You can write about a day, write about your day, write about something in the past, present, or future, whatever you choose to write about. The act of journaling helps reduce and eliminate stress. And so you can write about things like your emotions or your thoughts. Journaling acts as a mental release valve. And then there are meditation apps. Use tools like Calm, Headspace, or Insight Timer, or if you have a certain area that you like as far as music, say for instance, instrumental or jazz, you can listen to that. That type of music usually helps us to calm and to be able to get in a state where we can do a mindful practice. Visualization exercises. Picture your mind as a cluttered room. Imagine tidying it up, removing unnecessary thoughts, and placing meaningful ones in clear, accessible spaces. So we have our minds, and if I'm thinking, oh, this won't work, or that's going to fail, or whatever, I imagine it as if though it's a room. And instead of the thought, this won't work, I replace it with, this is going to work out fine. Imagine it, that picture as a cluttered room and tidy it up. And then digital decluttering. Organize your digital space, delete old emails, clean out your desktop, and streamline your apps. A decluttered digital space contributes to a clearer mind. 5. Affirmations to support mental clarity. Here's an affirmation to write down in your journal and focus on this after the show. The affirmation is, I clear my mind of what no longer serves me and create space for peace, focus, and growth. Decluttering your mind isn't a one time task, it's a daily practice. With each small step, you lighten your mental load and make room for joy, creativity, and focus. Remember, a clear mind is a powerful mind. Here's another affirmation. I free my mind from negativity and make space for growth and peace. And pray for clarity and focus. Here's a journal prompt. What recurring negative thoughts can I let go of? And a wellness tip from Pim's Balance. Try a 10-minute mindfulness exercise to focus on the present. Here's some music to listen to help declutter your mind. All right, that was a really nice track. That was a track by Keys of the Moon from the YouTube Music Library, breaking copyright, non copyrighted music. And in closing, you guys, today we explored the concept of mental clutter and its impact on our well being, as well as anxiety, its symptoms, and how to reduce some of your anxiety by utilizing techniques such as mindfulness, meditation, or breathing. And for those of you who are in need of some help, I'll post a list of resources for those of you who are in need of a more focused type of care when it comes to mental health. Today, we explored the concept of cluttering, decluttering the mental clutter from our minds and its impact on our well being. We discussed how anxiety and unresolved thoughts can weigh us down, and we shared practical tools like the 4-7-4 breathing method. There's also another method. It's the 5-4-3-2-1 method. And so I want you guys to look that one up. Give you a little tidbit of homework for today's show. We also discussed journaling and mindfulness practices to declutter the mind by recognizing and releasing what no longer serves us. We create space for growth, peace, and focus. Here's a quote by Dr. Jackie. Your mind is like a garden. When you remove the weeds of worry and doubt, you make room for seeds of clarity and joy to grow. Next week on Mental Health Monday, we'll dive into resilience, what it means, how to build it, and why it's essential for mental wellness. Join us as we explore ways to strengthen your mental foundation and bounce back stronger from life's challenge. And the theme of resilience is going to be a sub theme for the month of January. Remember, we're still focusing on renewal. So, renewing yourself, making those changes that are going to be necessary for you to live a happier, healthier life. I am so grateful to be a part of your journey toward wholeness, authenticity, and just better mental health. And don't forget to tune in next week. And until then, take care of yourself and your beautiful mind. So, as we conclude today's episode, remember that anxiety is a common experience and you're not alone. With the right tools and support, you can manage anxiety and thrive in the new year. Here are some helpful support and resources if you are struggling with mental illness. There are crisis hotlines, National Suicide Prevention Line, Crisis Text Line, SAMHSA's National Helpline, online support, BetterHelp, Talkspace, Seven Cups, mental health organizations, NAMI, Mental Health America, the Trevor Project, and of course, PIMS Balance. You can always reach out to me. Specialized resources, Veterans Crisis Line, Postpartum Support Line. There are self help tools, Headspace, Calm, and Mood Gym, and contact your local health departments or community mental health centers for in person support. And with that said, you guys, don't forget to take care of yourself and others. I'll see you next week. Peace and light.